Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And today, we'll be talking about a couple of stocks here today. We'll be talking about Moderna, Tesla, Twitter, Facebook. Now, some news around a lot of these stocks has been very volatile to the market, other than all the other things that are occurring with Joe Biden's economic relief plan, also with Dr. Martin Luther King birthday. We understand that the markets are absolutely closed today, so there's no trading. But this is probably good information as we go into tomorrow, where people are going to begin to start trading. Okay. So with that being said, let's talk about Tesla first. Tesla may hit the 950 mark probably by the end of June, even before that term. So it's imperative that we start to invest in Tesla. Okay, that's just my opinion. They said the target price at Wedbush is the highest on Wall Street, but some analysts are still saying that they won't say buy just yet. We understand that Tesla with Elon Musk continue to push the envelope when it comes to innovation and technology. And we also need to understand that what also falls under the Tesla brand, some people just think Tesla cars, but I also want you to think about Tesla energy in a sense, meaning that Tesla absolutely creates solar panel roofing, not solar panel as far as its panels on your roof, but they actually have solar panel shingles that kind of fits into the core of your home. And a lot of people are now buying into this. Excuse me. It's very, very expensive nonetheless, but people are still buying into it, as well as I call kind of the Tesla battery tick, or the battery pack that they have attached to your home. People are trying to be essentially unhooked from the grid, where they're getting paid from the electric company by putting more energy back into the grid. So it's not just cars with Teslas, it's also with solar roofing, okay, with solar roofing as well. So look for Tesla to try to hit the 950 mark by June. That is what a lot of analysts are saying. I've looked at some of the things that Tesla's coming out with. Absolutely phenomenal. They keep pushing the envelope with technology. They are the leader in the electric vehicle space, okay? So that's just my opinion when it comes to Tesla. Now, we also need to look into the Y model of Tesla. That's competing with a lot of Chinese car makers, the Y model of Tesla. That's kind of like their crossover vehicle. And people in this space, as well as like NIO, they're trying to compete with Tesla with that 70,000 price point. Believe it or not, NIO is doing phenomenally well in China, and people are buying up these $70,000 vehicles. Okay, now we understand there's 1.1 billion people in China, but I didn't know there was a huge market where NIO is pumping out 10,000 vehicles a month. And I'm like, they're keeping this steadily. And I'm like, I didn't know that had that many people with money over there in China, you know. But they're 3 times our population, three times and a half our population. So I don't know the amount of wealth that people have over there, but NIO is doing big things in China. Now, Moderna, what we need to understand about Moderna is that Moderna is one of the leaders in the vaccine, them and Pfizer, by the way of Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson has not got FDA approval yet, but nonetheless, when we're talking about investments, Moderna could be profitable as they start pumping out extra vaccines, okay? Extra vaccines. So that's what it need to be very imperative that Moderna, as well as Pfizer, as they continue to pump out all of these vaccines, that stock is going to be more profitable than any other biotech stocks on the market, unless somebody said we are specifically targeting this new strain from the UK. Look out for a biopharmaceutical company to invest in that. But right now, Moderna is now trading in London big time because they're now giving out vaccines in London as well. Okay, so that's very important as well too. Okay, so let me move on. What else do I have on the list for you guys? Now, when it comes to Google and the iOS Play stores, they're still blocking Parler. Okay, Parler's website is back up, but they're still blocking the app. And this was the platform that Donald Trump tried to use once he got banned from Facebook, once he got banned from Twitter. He tried to use Parler, so they crashed Parler, and now the Parler website is back on. But Google and Apple is now blocking essentially the app from getting on their app stores. Now, no matter your political affiliation or what you believe, but this is censorship, and this is not freedom of speech. This is not freedom of anything when you start to mute various sources from being public in order for people to converse, because essentially we would like to look at hate speech as very the hate speech is illegal. Now, threatening hate speech is illegal, but you still have freedom of speech. Like if some white supremacist was to call me a monkey, okay, call me a monkey. Like, you're a monkey. Okay, that's hate speech. I mean, should he get locked up for that? No. I mean, that's like a white person, a black person calling a white person a cracker. Should we get locked up for that? No, it's freedom of speech. So in a sense, the reason why Google and Apple may not be performing well is not only because of Joe Biden's economic plan, but there's censorship and blocking of certain apps and applications on their stores. Okay. What else do we have here? Here's another thing that Facebook is doing. And Will, I'm gonna answer your question. Give me a second. Facebook is also blocking ads for weapon accessories, okay, military gear. I remember anytime you used to go on Facebook, you used to see an array of different military accessories on the side. They're advertising boots, helmets, flak vests, all sorts of extension of weapons. They're not doing that right now because of they're preparing for some sort of second insurrection of the U.S. period, not just the U.S. Capitol, but supposedly there's a lot of talk around that certain white supremacists are going to either infiltrate, attack, or protest all the state capitals around the U.S. simultaneously. And that is why social media platforms that used to advertise certain things, they're now blocking all of those things so they don't encourage people to go out and buy military gear. But let me tell you, the news I've seen, especially here in Texas, people are lining up to buy guns. I don't know why. I have guns myself, so that's why I didn't line up. Some people may just be buying them for protection, and some people may be buying them for other reasons that I don't know of. So I can't speculate on that. But Facebook is blocking weapon accessories and military gear. And why is that important for stocks? That's important for stocks because, again, Facebook is censoring, they're blocking a sense of revenue that they once had, because Facebook and Twitter, I believe there was another one, lost $51 billion in the last week because of all of the censorship. They lost $51 billion in revenue from blocking all of these ads where they got a lot of their money from. Okay. Now, Twitter is suspending accounts across the board. Twitter suspends account of Rep Green. Okay. What else do they do? Twitter suspends Representative Taylor Green. She got suspended for 12 hours because of multiple violations. So Twitter, Facebook are blocking a lot of people. So let's talk about this very quickly. And Will, you said, do I recommend you putting $1,000 in stocks? This is very confusing. No, it's not very confusing. I mean, if you're gonna put $1,000 in stocks, I would just go ahead and buy me a share of Tesla. That's what I would do. So hopefully that clears some things up for you. Because when you say stocks, I don't know what stocks you're talking about. All right. So it says here that her account was blocked temporarily for multiple violation of our civic integrity policy. Okay. They say Green, a Georgia Republican and a supporter of the QAnon conspiracy theory, has repeatedly posted incendiary comments and false claims about fraud in the presidential election. So Twitter, who is down 1.3%, has cracked down on the spread of misinformation in recent months and taken even more aggressive action following the siege of the U.S. Capitol by Trump supporters on January 6th, which left 5 people dead. Given the violent events in Washington, D.C. and increased risk of harm, we began permanently suspending thousands of accounts that were primarily dedicated to sharing QAnon content. So that is Twitter is doing. And believe it or not, I understand what Twitter is doing. They don't want a lot of propaganda on their sites and to encourage people to incite violence of any kind. So I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong, but when it comes to investing, I would not be investing in Twitter right now. But again, as Will said, this is confusing. It's probably a good time to start investing in Twitter, especially on the 20th or the 21st. And the reason why I say that, when stocks are low, this is when you buy. Some people get discouraged when stocks are low and they don't want to buy, but this is when you buy. When there's unsurety in the markets, this is when you start to buy, okay? But there's going to be a lot of weird people that's going to look at the market and be like, oh, these are down. These are not good stocks. Twitter is going to bounce back. Facebook is going to bounce back. So these are probably good to actually invest in. And I can tell you right now, Tesla, as I was telling you before, some analysts like Wade Bush have Tesla hitting 950 by June, but I'm gonna say it's gonna probably hit $1,000. And so if you can get in right now, let me check Tesla's price really quickly. Tesla is per stock at 823. So if you buy in now, you're gonna make at least $100 profit, and that's pretty good because Tesla is going to continue to grow. Let's look at Moderna really quickly so I can give you that stock price. Moderna. Let's look at what Moderna is at. Moderna is approximately $129. So let's look into over the 5 years. They've only been public for 2 years, but their top price was $156. Okay. So look for Moderna to bounce back. Let's look at Pfizer. We're giving you guys the stock prices. Again, the whole market is down. It's been down. There's no trading today because of MLK Day. Good wishes to him and his family. Let's see. Pfizer currently is at $36, but again, the whole entire stock market is down, and I believe that this is a good time to buy certain stocks. Okay. What else is on our list? Let me look into this. We'll say, are there any comparable investments that will cost less? Any comparable investments to Tesla? NIO. I mean, when you talk about NIO, is literally the Chinese Tesla, in my opinion. You have NIO and you have another stock called XPeng, and you spell it XPENG. So those are possible profitable stocks. Then you also have Lucid Air, but Lucid Air is not coming public under its own name. It's coming public under Churchill Capital, and the ticker for Churchill Capital is CCIV. Okay. So when it comes to XPeng was up to $72 back in November. Now they're down at 47. But I would definitely say NIO first. Let's see how CCIV is. Churchill Capital is performing. Churchill Capital. Let's see here. Churchill Capital was at they're $18.48, and they've been steadily growing. Okay. All right, let's look into this. What else do I have for you guys? Give me a second here. And anytime the market is down, it's always a good time for you guys to start to invest. But I like to make you guys aware of the information because you always want to be an educated investor, because you're like, he told me to invest into this stock and you take my word for it. I have to just be real with you. So we talked about Tesla, we talked about Moderna, we talked about Twitter, we talked about Facebook and them blocking ads, we talked about Apple. Now they're losing a lot of their money. Like I said before, Facebook and Twitter have lost $51 billion in like the last week or so for censorship and blocking certain content and blocking certain people. Now, they really lost a lot of money behind Donald Trump, okay? Because Donald Trump has roughly 75 million people that are his supporters, that are like go hard supporters for him. And by blocking Facebook and Twitter for him not to have an outlet, they have killed a lot of their ads, advertisements. But granted, I understand, because if a guy is going to incite insurrection and violence, then you have to block him, because that's a sense of propaganda that's influencing people to cause harm to other people and or property. Okay, more so on the people. I don't really care about the property, but property does cost money. There's a cause and effect for everything. I digress when it comes to that. Now, are there any other questions that you guys may have? Please leave them in the chat before I get off here. I'm just looking through my portfolio to see that anything that pops out of me that I can give you guys any good information on. Let's look at this. I'm looking at Phantom right now. Phantom, I'm still doing pretty well with Phantom. The ticker for Phantom is FTHM. That's Phantom. And I'm up 113% with that particular stock. I only had 5 shares. I should have bought a lot more. Okay. My average cost of my Phantom stock was $17, but Phantom is up to $36. Again, I bought into the IPO of Phantom, and I didn't only bought 5. So, you know, that's on me. I lost out on a lot of money. I should have spent a lot more money in Phantom. I'm the one who did the research and the IPO release. Okay. All right, let's look at something else here. I want to look, Blink charging is down. I gave people information about that. Again, I told people Blink charging and fuel cell energy, long-term investments. So your investments may be down. T-Mobile, I just did that last week. You have to wait for T-Mobile as well. A lot of these ones I gave in the past week, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to reverberate that these are long-term investments, okay? Some of you are looking for the next week, the next month. No, we're talking about 6 months to a year. But that's the thing about investment. Just hold. Be patient with your investments, okay? Let's see. Will says a lot of people I know invest with Forex markets, okay? Today, we're just doing stock talk. We're not talking about foreign exchange markets when it comes to currency. That's a whole different realm of investing. So we're simply talking about individual stocks, options, and maybe some few ETFs. Okay. So Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin very quickly. I know I didn't have Bitcoin listed in the title, but Bitcoin is down as well. Okay. We understand that Bitcoin was all the way up to around, was it 40,000? Let me see. Let me go back. Let me go back a month. So Bitcoin was up to 41,000. Okay. 41,000 Bitcoin was up. And then we understand that it dropped all the way down to $31,000. And now Bitcoin is up to $36,000. My advice would be to invest in Bitcoin. My advice, let me show you my other ones here. Let me name some other Bitcoins. So here are the ones. Let me make sure. Bitcoin, invest. Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Stellar Lumens, and Ripple. Those are the ones you guys should absolutely be investing in. Because a lot of you are probably looking at Bitcoin like, oh man, $36,000 a coin. But let me show you something really quick. Let me see. XRP is Ripple. Now, the thing about Ripple is 28 cents right now. And Ripple back in November was up to 69 cents. So, I mean, when you do the profit margins, you invest $1,000. Oh, that particular stock is not. Now, a lot of platforms have delisted Ripple from their markets because Ripple is going through some legal issues, and the only place you can probably find Ripple to invest on is probably Coinbase or Bittrex. So look out. You can't do it on Robinhood or Webull, okay? But that's Ripple. That's 28 cents. Let's look into Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens, or Stellar, ticker is XLM. That's XLM for Stellar. We're talking about cryptocurrencies now. And let's see, over the past 3 months, Stellar was up to 35 cents on January the 6th. Now they're down to 30 cents. Now, Stellar Lumens are expected to actually balloon up and do very, very well. But again, you might have to go over to Coinbase and as well as Bittrex to invest in them, because on Robinhood, they're not listed. Let me move on. We're talking about Bitcoin Cash now. Bitcoin Cash. The ticker for Bitcoin Cash is BCH, and they are listed on Robinhood and Webull, and they're up $495 right now per Bitcoin Cash coin. Okay, Bitcoin Cash. Right now they're up $20 for today. Let me give you the 3 months. So they were up to $600 for Bitcoin Cash. Some people are so focused on Bitcoin, there's money to be made in all these other markets. There's money to be made with Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, Stellar Lumens. What's the other one that I named? My mind forgives me. Let me go to my list real quick, but keep Bitcoin Cash on your list too. Let me go back though. Let me go to my list. I have a list of certain cryptocurrencies I want to keep track of. Give me a second here. Here we go. Give me 1 second. I'm looking through my list. Here we go. Crypto list. Yeah, so we got Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is, in my opinion, the second most important cryptocurrency next to Bitcoin. So Ethereum is up $35 on today. They up 3%. And each Ethereum coin or cryptocurrency is $1,200. Now, if Bitcoin is too expensive in your mind, but even though Bitcoin is going to reach some investors, a lot of cryptocurrency investors are saying 200 plus. 200,000 plus per coin, and Bitcoin is teetering around 35, 36,000 right now. So I'm still going to invest in Bitcoin because even if you, and here's the thing, when you think about 36,000, ladies and gentlemen, you can buy in fractions. So if you got $10, put it in Bitcoin, put it in Bitcoin Cash, put it in Ethereum. You can actually invest in fractions. You don't have to buy the entire coin. You don't have to spend $36,000. You don't have to spend with Ethereum $1,200, or with Bitcoin Cash at $500. You guys can be investing $10, $20, $30, $40. So there's still money to be made. Now, again, Ethereum in the past 3 months, their highest was $1,283. Today, they're $1,237. So they've been doing pretty well. And what's important about Ethereum, let me show you why Ethereum is important. I'm going to do a quick search really quickly, guys, because there's other cryptocurrencies that are actually listed on Ethereum, okay? Because Ethereum is an index of different cryptocurrencies. So I want to kind of give you guys a sense of what Ethereum cryptocurrencies. Let's look this up. I want to look this up very quickly because there's a lot of other, like Stellar Lumens, I believe, is a Ethereum cryptocurrency. Look into this very quickly, okay? Let's look here. Cryptocurrencies. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry about this. Give me 1 second. Under Ethereum. Give me 1 second. This is important, guys, by the way, because again, Ethereum, in my opinion, is the second most important behind Bitcoin. So they're saying right here, Ethereum has hit a new milestone as early today. The cryptocurrency's total supply crossed 100 million mark. This means there is more than 100 million in circulation. Okay. It says Ethereum, the cryptocurrency, is a network, arguably the second most popular digital token after Bitcoin. Ether and Bitcoin are similar in many ways. Each is a digital currency traded via online exchange and stored in various types of. This is not answering my questions. Okay. All right, here we go. Here are 8 essential Ethereum blockchain tokens. You have Status, 10x, Augur, Civic, OX, Bancor. Now, for people who invest in cryptocurrency, they know what I'm talking about. But instead of them being cryptocurrencies, there are blockchain tokens that are listed under Ethereum, which makes Ethereum very, very valuable to the cryptocurrency market. So if somebody say, hey man, if you had to pick one, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, or Ethereum, which one would you pick? I would pick Ethereum. I would pick Ethereum for my, cryptocurrency portfolio. All right. I'm going to read your notes and I'm going to get out of here. Let's see. Cool DJ says, good morning. Can you talk about how to invest in real estate as a beginner? I'm going to have to do that on another video. This is simply stock talk, but I will get into that, Cool DJ. You just have to look out for that video, brother. Will says, oh, okay, I'd rather trade individual. I'm defiantly listening to your advice. So if I open up a Robinhood account, where to invest? I'm sorry for asking. I'm new with investing in stocks. Okay, first and foremost, there's a link to Robinhood in the description of this video. So click that and you'll get a free stock. When it comes to certain stocks to invest in, literally just go through my channel. I do stock reviews every week. I do at least 3 every week. So just go based upon my information, however you feel about those particular stocks with the information that I'm provided, those are the stocks to invest in. Okay, so it's not a matter of you just looking at 100,000 videos, but there are some ones I give flame ratings. So if you're new to investing, I will look out for the flame ratings. I gave 3 flames or better. Okay, so you can look through my channel and look for those as well. Okay, he says, can you talk about Coinbase and how much I invest into it? Coinbase is just another platform, but you have to pay for it. You have to pay for it, but it's another platform in order for you to invest in cryptocurrencies, okay? Another platform for you to invest in cryptocurrency, but it's with a fee. But the difference is between Robinhood, which is free when it comes to cryptocurrency or any other stock, is that there's a lot of cryptocurrencies that are not listed on Robinhood that are listed on Coinbase. So, it's endless when it comes to Coinbase when you start investing. And another platform to invest in cryptocurrencies is Bittrex. So look out for that as well. Okay. And when you talk about how much you can invest into it, I mean, essentially the sky's the limit. We got David C. Just found your channel. What do you think is the best way to start learning about cryptocurrencies and investing? I mean, other than listening to me, just do your own research and read about it. I mean, over time, like for me, I won't call myself a cryptocurrency expert, but I have a really well-found knowledge that I know about cryptocurrencies. So I'm really steady in the information that I give. I try not to work outside my realm when it comes to investing in cryptocurrencies. So we have to be very cognizant. There's so much information. When you saw people talking about there's a network and Bitcoin mining and there's digital ledgers, they have all these certain terms that you guys need to be familiar with, because essentially hackers are, starting to try to hack Bitcoin. There was a guy who had like 12 million in Bitcoin and he lost his password. So on some platforms, if you're not trading on a public platform and you're doing things on a private sector, if you lose your password to your digital ledger or your digital wallet, then essentially you can't access your money. But if you're doing it like on Coinbase, if you're doing it kind of like on Robinhood, and you just sell your Bitcoin, then that money will come right, into your available cash, and then you can cash it out to your bank account. So it's probably good to either research it yourself, read it for yourself, or find someone who can break it down how the whole Bitcoin networking and Bitcoin mining actually work. Because essentially this is new to the finance world. Okay. Essentially, this came on the scene back in 2011 by the way of someone, I believe his name is Sakatoko Nashimoto. Supposedly either a Japanese guy or a Japanese group came out with this. Okay. Let's see here. Long-term investing. Yes. I don't know what you're saying. It says investing in long-term investing. Okay. Yeah, when it comes to cryptocurrencies, again, my recommendations for cryptocurrencies for you guys to invest in is Bitcoin. I'll give them in order. I'll give them in order here. I will give them in order. I would do Bitcoin first. I would do Ethereum second. And then the ticker, the symbol for Ethereum is ETH, okay? I do Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar Lumens, and then I will hold off with Ripple right now. I would invest in Ripple right now. Okay. Ripple is going through some legal situation. And if they're cleared of that, I would invest in Ripple. If not, I would invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Stellar Lumens. Those are my top 4 cryptocurrencies that I believe that's valuable, and that is a intricate piece to the cryptocurrency markets. Okay. All right, guys, that's my time for this morning. I might be on a little bit later. I don't know. I took some duck flour again, but I took the pills for people who know what I'm talking about. I didn't have any reaction to the duck flour like my fiance did. So I'm taking the pills this time. I know I'm a glutton for punishment, but nonetheless, this is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And for you guys who are new to investing, again, check out my channel. I have hundreds of videos to teach you guys how to invest and where to put your money. Take it with a grain of salt, though. I'm out.